The management of a factory decided to give the workers an incentive by introducing a bonus scheme. After the scheme was introduced, the manager thought that the workers might be making more faulty products because they were rushing. So a study of the amount of articles rejected and the amount of bonus earned in euros gave the figures shown in the table. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 or so employees, and we have a bonus amount in euros and a number of rejects there on the bottom row. Draw a scatter diagram for this data, right? So here's some graph paper. I just threw that on there, and we need an x-axis. So I'm going to drag over a ruler here now. Oops, a daisy. Right, so draw away a line here, say. Alright, and then we need a vertical line, or a vertical axis, a y-axis. So there. Okay, now we'll go to black here. Now our x-axis is here, right? As suggested in the question there, to put the euros on the bottom, on the x-axis. So this is going to be euros. So we don't really need the x, I suppose. We can just call it euros there. On the y-axis then we have the number of rejects. So a suitable label there would be NO for number of rejects. Alright, that's a bit rough, but anyway, you get the idea. Number of rejects. Now we're just going to look at A here first. Or we need to scale it out, I suppose. So looking at the x-axis, it goes from 14 to 22. So we need an old scale here. So, or it goes from 14 to 32. 32 is the biggest there, you see that? So, say if we go every second one of these guys here, every second one of them, it's going to be a bit tight, is it? But say that was 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. That would be a bit tight, so I'm going to get rid of those marks there, right? And I'm going to go every third one, say 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, right? So we can write it in 5, 10 euros, 15 euros, 20 euros, 25 euros, 30 euros, and 35 euros, right? And now we're going to do a similar process with the y-axis. It maxes out, it says 16. You know, so we're not looking for a work of art here, we're looking for understanding. So say 1, 2, 3, 4. It doesn't have to be the same rate as the x-axis, if you like. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we call that 5. 4 more is 10. 4 more is 15. And 4 more would be 20. So we could put in 5 rejects, 10 rejects, 15 rejects, and 20 rejects. And that would cover everything on the number of rejects line there. Now also we could put a title on our graph. So what we call it a scatter plot. Scatter plot. And our number of rejects, further detail on the title, number of rejects versus bonus in euros. So we're trying to see, is the bonus affecting the rejects rate? Anyway, so we go back now, we're ready to go. Employee A had 14 rejects, so it's going to be up near the 15-ish up here, and I got 14 euros as a bonus. Sorry, 14 euros as a bonus. So where were we? Right, A, €14 bonus and 6 for the reject count. Right, so somewhere along here, and drawing a wee dot. Next employee, 23. 23 is about here, that far out from our origin 00 will be here, right? That far out, 23 and 14 high. 23 and 14 high. Something like there, right? Next up is going to be employee C. This employee got €17 bonus, kind of halfway-ish between 15 and 20, and a 5 for the reject, number of rejects. Next, so that's A done, B and C. Now we're going to look at D. It's got €32 as a bonus, up around here, and there's 16 rejects. We're fairly high on the rejects. That's D done. And employee E is next, €16, just over the 15, with 7 for the number of rejects. Somewhere about there. That's E done. F, 19 quid, almost to 20, 12 for the rejects. Somewhere there. That's F done. G, 18. 18. And it's closer to 20 than 15, and it's 10 for the number of rejects, so it's along that horizontal line out from 10, dare say. And lastly, employee H, for Harry or Henrietta or whatever, H, €22 of a bonus, €22 of a bonus, and 14 on the reject count. 14 on the reject count. Out there. Okay, so that's our scatter diagram drawn. 7 marks.